Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing. Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by Hyundai. Experience the 2011 Hyundai Sonata today at HyundaiSonata.com.
This is Autoline Daily for the 1st of September in 2011, and now the news. New car sales for August in the American market will come out later today. Many analysts are predicting a weak market, but General Motors says it had a strong month, with sales up 15 to 18% year over year. Interestingly, GM says that Hurricane Irene, which just smashed the East Coast, only reduced total sales for the industry by about 5,000 vehicles. Maybe there will be a bigger impact this month, but at some point, those customers will come into the market. Plus, all those vehicles destroyed by the hurricane will have to be replaced, which could actually help car sales. GM says it still sees industry sales coming in at close to 13 million units for the year. Every day in Detroit, you hear the latest details leaking out about contract negotiations between the UAW and GM, Ford, and Chrysler. We have not been reporting them because it's just so much noise in the system. The car companies never say anything substantive, and the union, which says it never wants to negotiate in the press, always leaks something to the press. Here's my Autoline insight. The latest leak is that the union wants higher entry-level wages. Of course, it has to say that to appease radicals in the union who are actually itching for a strike to get all their concessions back. The UAW has to appear tough for the radicals, but it also needs to show the transplants that it is cooperative and that they should unionize. My bet is there's going to be a lot more drama leading right up to the deadline, but it'll all be resolved without any work stoppages. GM is pushing the mid-size sedan envelope with the 2013 Chevy Malibu. Fuel economy is an issue on everyone's mind these days, and the company is making an all-out effort to boost efficiency. With e-assist technology and a new 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, the Malibu Eco model is expected to return 26 miles per gallon city and 38 on the highway. Of course, powertrains are only part of the equation. Engineers have been working overtime to get the car's bodywork as slippery as possible. Just ask the wind tunnel. Today's Malibu has a CD of 0.35, kind of a barn door of a car, but the 2013 model will slide through the air with a score of just 0.29. And for some perspective, the super efficient Chevy Volt clocks in at 0.28. Volvo and Siemens just announced an electric vehicle partnership. The two companies plan to work together on developing power electronics, charging systems, and other technology. Test cars like the EV version of the C30 should hit the road sometime this year. More and more companies are teaming up to share the cost of EVs, like Ford and Toyota, as well as Bosch and Daimler. Everyone's worried that EV sales will not hit the grandiose levels that some are predicting, so they're hedging their bets by finding development partners. Speaking of cutting costs, Volkswagen, along with its partner in China, FAW, will take parts from old engines to make new ones. They say about 70% of an engine can be reused, including the block. The two companies have invested close to $16 million in the project, and it will later be expanded to include transmissions and other parts. Only in China is what I would say. And staying with China for the moment, BYD just fired most of its sales staff, 70% of them, and the remainder are expected to resign at the end of the month. We don't know how many were let go, but one source says it's close to 1,000 people. BYD sales have fallen off a cliff. But I ask you, if you were having problems selling cars, would you get rid of your sales staff? Hey, coming up next, a way to recharge electric cars without any wires.
What if we always settled for the first thing that came along? Then we'd never have gotten here. Introducing the Sonata Hybrid from Hyundai.
You can charge things like electric toothbrushes and smartphones wirelessly. So how about cars? Yazaki, along with a company called Evitran, are collaborating to equip EVs with wireless charging technology. Recently, they showed us the Chevy Volt outfitted with their system called Plugless Power. Here's how it works.
So the Plugless Power technology is actually based on inductive power transfer. It's a 3.3 kilowatt system and has two different components. We describe it as the onboard system and the offboard system. So onboard the vehicle, you have a vehicle adapter and a small vehicle electronics module. Once that is installed on the car, you can actually pull up to the station and automatically begin recharging. So the station includes both a parking pad that goes on the floor of your garage or in a parking space, and that's the transmitting portion of the system. And then you've got the receiving portion on the undercarriage of the car in the vehicle adapter. So as soon as you have that installed, you simply pull up to the parking station and you automatically begin recharging.
So how long does it take to charge an EV with plugless power?
We recharge the vehicle just as quickly as it recharges with a cord. So there's no loss, there's no additional time that our system adds onto your charging time. Wireless charging is just as quick as your plug-in charging.
But more importantly for Yazaki, are automakers interested in this technology?
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of interest. There's definitely a very strong interest from the automakers, and it appears from the consumers. Those that have reacted to press releases and so on have indicated a very strong interest in having this type of an approach, and the automakers are therefore interested in giving that same thing in order to promote the use of electric vehicles. They see this as an enabling technology, and there have been a significant amount of dialogue that we've had, visits from customers to see the technology, and we're anxious to work with those customers to do vehicle-specific implementations for them.
The plugless power system adds less than 10 pounds to a vehicle, and Yazaki says it could be ready for the aftermarket next year and up to a year and a half away for an OEM. Don't forget to tune in tonight for Autoline After Hours. Join me and the auto extremist Peter DeLorenzo for the best insider discussion on what's going on with cars and the companies that make them. And that's today's report. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.